Yo, I have never, ever, ever been in a fight wearing my glasses. Never. But it looks like I just did. What happened to me? I'll tell you what happened to me. I got to tell you what happened. I just got into a fight. I did. And I'm not even 100% certain who won. The reason I've never been in a fight wearing my glasses because these are old lady glasses. These are reading glasses. I never wore glasses when I was younger, in my prime, in my pum days, in my... But guess what? I just had a son of a bitch knock him off my face. I shouldn't say son of a bitch, but I'm mad. And I'm warming up, going back in for round 2. 1-2. Oh, I'll tell you what, your auntie was I've always been tiny, but I've been freakishly strong. No, I'm not even kidding you. Uncle Mike's a big guy. He's and we were at dinner with our company employees one night for Christmas, and he said, do you want to know, out of all of the fights I've ever been in, who's hit me the hardest? And they all looked, they're like, oh, because they're all these burly guys. He said, Colette. And we weren't even in a fight. We were play fighting. I'm like, cool. And he was like, no, it freaks me out how hard she hits. And he wasn't saying it to be nice. I dropped him once because he acted like I was just a little girl. Oh, really? Are you ready for the old 1-2? The anti 1-2? Right to the arm. What's it called? KO. Knocked out. Arm shot, baby. No, I am. I was very freakishly strong. And little known fact about your auntie because, the fact that I had been raped twice. I had it with men. I had moved to Reno to live with my gay friend, Jeff. Oh, I love Jeff. We were like Will and Grace, but he wasn't Will. He was Jeff. Jack. And I was Grace. And, I gotta tell you about him. Anyways, I would go out, and sometimes it wasn't unheard of. I was like a little Avenger. I would come home with some bloody knuckles. Oh, Jeff. Bless Jeff's heart. Let me tell you a little bit about Jeff first. Jeff and I worked at Durazio's. It was an Italian restaurant. Okay, Billy Joel. He moved to Reno. I had a broken heart. I had moved to Reno. I moved in with Jeff. It was just a sitcom in the making. And in his 1-bedroom apartment, I'm talking Martha Stewart. Everything was white. He had leaves framed. We were 22, Jeff. What are you doing looking all Better Homes and Garden? He would put on his apron and iron my Old Navy outfit because he worked at the Gap and I worked at Old Navy. Isn't that cute? Oh, that's not. Anyways, when we would come home, I don't know why we would do this. We would ring a little chime and say, chicken pot, pie. But it was cool. Anywho, it was funnier when we were drunk. We would come home and we were such different creatures. I would buy a 40 of oldie. Yeah, because I've always been thug. Oh, I was thug. I was a gangster. Mommy, I'm in love with a gangster. No, but really. I'd get my 40 of oldie, get out of my Old Navy uniform, put on my boxers and an oversized t-shirt, throw my leg up on the coffee table, flip on Married with Children or whatever it was I was watching at the time, The Simpsons or whatever, put my hand down my boxers like a man, but it was warm on my belly. Anyways, drink my 40 of oldie while he would iron, and sometimes he'd make me cookies. He would. And then I'll never forget this one time. Here I am in that exact position, and I let out a burp because I'm here to tell you, I could win contests with burping. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jeff was so funny. I burp. Picture it. Here's the scene. I burp, and I'm talking monster burp. And I hear, and I look over, and Jeff's knocking on the cupboard. And Jeff's like 7 feet tall, 120 pounds, curly, cute hair. I love him. And he's like, knocks on the cabinet next to him, and I look. He's like, sweetie, could you get the door? It's all those men lining up outside to marry your ass. Oh, I miss my Jeff. God, I love that. I love that man. I love him. One time I was hooking up this one gay guy with another gay guy, but one gay guy thought he was above and beyond everything. And he's like, no, I'm better than that. I was telling Jeff, God, who does he think he is? He thinks he's better than anybody else. And Jeff looked, ring, ring. And I said, ring, ring, hello. He's like, hello, pot, honey, this is kettle. You're black. He's in New York now. I love Jeff. Anywho, my point. I might have come home every once in a while. He was the worried mother. He didn't like to really party or anything. I was the one that was down at the gay bar singing karaoke, and everybody was my friend because I just wanted to be single. I'd had it with men, hate men, mad face, and I was a little masked avenger. I was like a little superhero. And I was out there fighting crime every night. And crime, in my opinion, was any man that was disrespecting any single woman. Not just me, any woman. And if I saw it, or if I spot it, screw the cape. I'm jumping in head first, and nobody is leaving here, well, except myself, that isn't going to be bloody. And learn a lesson. And that's what I did. And I can't count how many times I would come home, try to sneak past Jeff, who was like a mother waiting at the door to see what crime I had committed that night, avenging women against assholes. And he would check my knuckles first. And it was a very good chance that I'd have bloody knuckles. He'd have to ice and put Neosporin on. And anywho, I remember one night I came home. He's like, all right, that's it. Who did you beat up this time? I was like, this guy called my friend a tuna something. And she's not lesbian. And he's like, all right, hall pass. Good job. And I used to beat up guys left and right. I remember one guy, he was one of those guys that was like blonde, but the leather jacket and the gold chains, just thought he was tough. Somehow I ended up over at his apartment with his friends, not like we were hooking up. He was married, and I liked his wife. That's how I ended up over there. I liked his wife. She and I became friends. Anyways, he was a real cocky kind, and I don't get down with cocky kind. Guys, at this time, I was 80 pounds. 80 pounds. Pure muscle, solid muscle mass. Anyways, we end up at this party, we're drinking, and he starts getting cocky. And I don't know how he ended up on the subject, and he says, oh, you think you're tough, huh? You think you're tough? I was like, actually, I know I am. And I get it, 80-pound, skinny little blonde, whatever. I was like the Eminem of the group. Thought I was a gangster. No, I was. And anyways, he somehow challenged me to a wrestling match. I was like, game on, in front of all of his friends. 8 of them. All of them. In his own living room. Let's go. In his... No, I'm not going to go there. Anyways, we start. The match starts. It lasted maybe a minute, but it was a good minute. Not for him, but for me. I pinned him. I held him. He could not move. Then I started... Well, I didn't swing on him yet. But I humiliated the shit out of him with one of my signature moves because he could not get up. He couldn't get up. And as he was throwing his little fit and his friends were teasing him, I fish hooked his ass. You know what a fish hook is? No? You kind of do now. This. And I held his cheek to the carpet. Hold you down, you little boy. Say my name. Say my name. Correct. Yeah. Well, anyways, that did not set well with his male ego. After we decided to go out, I thought all things were fine. He was in the backseat of my Accord, my Honda Accord, my 2-door Honda Accord. Somebody else was driving it. Not sure who. All I know is both my hands were free. And we went to go to a gay bar that I really enjoyed everybody. I wasn't, I respect everyone. And I was 22 at the time, maybe, I guess. Anyways, they wouldn't let him in because he wasn't 21. Oh, boo-hoo. And he started to throw insults about lesbians, and a lot of my friends are lesbians and gay. I live with Jack. Well, Jeff, but just Jack. And I'm Will. Don't you talk bad about my gay friends. Anyways, he gets in the car and he says that I must be a tuna something myself. I don't know why. It just didn't sit right with me. And I turned over that seat. And I dared, that was about the look he saw before everything else went black. I said, what did you say to me? And I just, cool, back into the seat. I went I don't know who taught me how to hit. Nobody taught me how to hit like that. I just know it's a natural thing. Well, let's just say this. I had to have Jeff fix my bloody knuckles. Somehow I ended up with a gold chain in my car that was broken. Anywho, I beat him up and threw him out of my car, made him walk home, and apparently his office was closer than his home, and I knew his boss, and, well, called me and said, hey, can you come over here? I've got an employee who is bleeding all over the place. You did it. I said, I did. A mother effing did. Tell him to disrespect a woman again in my presence, especially me, and let him know how it happens out. Let him know. Let him know. He goes, oh, shit, he disrespected you. I said, yeah. He's like, have a good night. Ice that hand. Mm-hmm. Don't disrespect women because you never know what 80-pound woman can take you out twice in one night. Anyway, I never got into a fight with my glasses on. Even if I did, nobody would have knocked it off. I don't fight anymore. I don't need to because I got this. But I did get my glasses knocked off. I've never had that happen. And I did it because I woke up this morning, I was about to make a video and said, somebody got me sick because I'm super sick now. Who was it? And I went like that and my glasses flew off. I knocked my own glasses off. Now I know what that feels like. I'm really glad that's never happened in my life. Kind of humiliated myself, but nobody saw. So I thought I'd make a TikTok.